Hello and welcome back to Transfer Talk, where we bring you up to date with all the biggest rumours and juiciest gossip. The window is shut now, which means the stories will start to build again, and right here is the ultimate place to hear the best of them. And remember, if you hear anything yourself, remember to tweet me at Mike McCubb or the Football Daily account, and make sure you click the notification button to keep up to date with all football news for every video we upload. We begin in London this week with the only team that aren't actually allowed to make any transfers, but that could come to an end sooner than expected. Chelsea were hit with a 2-window transfer ban ahead of the summer period, meaning they couldn't sign anyone new until July 2020. However, the club are confident that the ban will be reduced before January. This would provide Frank Lampard the opportunity to bolster the Blues squad if the Court of Arbitration for Sport chooses to reduce the punishment from 2 windows to 1 in the coming weeks, meaning the suspension will have already been served in its entirety. Chiefs at Stamford Bridge have even been contacting some of the world's leading agents with the message they will be back in business with a reported £300 million war chest ready to spend. The name at the top of Frank's Christmas wish list is Valencia left-back Jose Gaya, although the Spaniard has a €100 million release clause. Emerson has started all 4 games in the league so far, with Marcos Alonso out of favour at Stamford Bridge and reportedly on the way out sooner rather than later. A Champions League player this season, Gaya has made over 150 appearances for his hometown club. It's been a mixed start to the campaign for the Blues, currently sitting in 11th with 5 points from their opening 4 matches, the most recent of which saw them throw away a 2-goal lead as they drew with Sheffield United 2-2. Chelsea are relying on young players, with Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount the best performers in West London so far this season. But there's no doubt the club would welcome more talent should they be able to. And on top of that, Chelsea are close to securing the long-term future of one of their brightest talents. Callum Hudson-Odoi, who could play this weekend after missing almost 6 months with an Achilles injury, is on the verge of signing a £180,000 a week deal. The Englishman's current contract is due to expire next summer, but putting pen to paper would see him stay in the capital until at least 2024. So it's not looking too bad for Frank Lampard's Chelsea after all. Now off to somewhere that never ceases to provide us with top quality transfer gossip, Manchester United. After scouting this player for the best part of 2 years and watching him rise to prominence at West Ham, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has Declan Rice back at the top of his shortlist. But the fee being quoted for the 20-year-old is absolutely astronomical. £90 million. This would see the England international become the most expensive Premier League signing of all time and put him on a par with the likes of fees paid for Cristiano Ronaldo and Eden Hazard over the last year. But there's something stopping this move. West Ham don't want to sell, and Rice quite simply doesn't want to leave. The Academy of Football graduate signed a new deal at the Olympic Stadium in December last year, and in a recent interview stated that while he believes he has the ability to play for a side like United, wants to stay in East London for years to come. He said that to be called a West Ham legend in the future would be a real honour, and having already established a connection between himself and the fans, is well on his way to that sort of status. And that's not all that's coming out of Old Trafford, with this next proposed move filling an even bigger hole than the one in front of their defence: Director of Football. The club are still looking for the right fit for this boardroom role, and Ed Woodward has finally earmarked a candidate he deems suitable: Edwin van der Sar. Van der Sar took the role of Chief Executive Officer at former side Ajax in late 2016 after a stint as the club's marketing director, signing players like David Neres, Nicolas Tagliafico and Dusan Tadic, all integral to their Champions League run last season. The Dutch legend, who made 266 appearances for the Red Devils, certainly has the experience and will be looked upon more favourably by fans than other supposed candidates for the role, like Rio Ferdinand and Darren Fletcher. Van der Sar would certainly provide his old club with more of a plan in the transfer market than they currently have, but unfortunately that's not saying too much. And if Van der Sar does return to Manchester, his first move might well be to offload Marcos ROJO. The Argentinian was signed by Louis van Gaal back in 2014 and has made over 100 appearances for the club, but only 18 of those have come since the beginning of the 2017-18 season after falling out of favour and having a number of injury issues. The 29-year-old almost secured a deadline day move to Everton last month, but the transfer fell through, according to ROJO himself, due to Solskjaer refusing to sell the centre-back. This leaves him in the position of fighting for his place despite knowing there are 4 defenders ahead of him in the pecking order: Bailly, Jones, Lindelof and Maguire. Aston Villa are the latest team linked with the outcast as they look for an alternative to Bjorn Engels and Tyrone Mings in the heart of their defence. Regardless of where ROJO might end up, with a move to Villa Park the most likely scenario, it will be a long 4 months for a player who cost Man United £16 million 5 years ago. Despite a seemingly unlimited budget, Pep Guardiola didn't upgrade one aspect of his Manchester City side and in hindsight probably regrets not doing so. The former Barca coach currently has just one fit centre-back in Nicolas Otamendi, with John Stones having a thigh issue and Aymeric Laporte suffering a serious injury before the international break. Naturally, instead of finding a short-term replacement, City are looking to go big with the player they bring in, and are willing to splash a lot of their oil money on Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar. Antonio Conte doesn't want to sell, however it's believed the situation could change should the Nerazzurri fail to get out of the Champions League group stages. Not unlikely in a group featuring Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. The Slovakian international only signed a new deal at the San Siro this past summer, and no defender in Serie A completed more than his 65 passes a game or topped his 93% pass completion rate, perfect for a Guardiola side. As for a fee, Inter are expected to hold out for Van Dijk and Maguire level money, and let's be honest, you wouldn't bet against City stumping that up. Finally, we end with the never-ending saga that is Spurs trying to find anyone who is competent enough to provide backup to Harry Kane. Left with 17-year-old Troy Parrott as the only natural reserve to the England captain, Pochettino sent scouts to Kosovo at the weekend to watch 25-year-old Vedat Muriqi. Fenerbahce attacker netted in his nation's 2-1 win over the Czech Republic as he continues a strong start to his campaign. Muriqi only moved to Fener this summer for £3.1 million, but has netted 2 in his opening 3 matches for the Istanbul club. If Spurs are impressed by him though, they may have to move quickly. Scouts from Fiorentina, Lazio and Napoli were also in attendance for his game-winning performance on Saturday. So that's all we have time for on Transfer Talk this week, but what did you make of the rumours? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, why not click on the one on screen right now? I'm sure it's a cracker. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.